You got crumbs on my microphone, Tina. From the cookie yesterday?
Well, we're live.
Tina, we are live. It's Ash.
Who left a K-cup?
I did.
Are you serious?
I did.
Oh my god.
You were yelling at yourself.
Oh, man. All right. If you are here, I think I'm the only person watching, but here, there we go. Let's go share this.
K-cups.
Or not.
What do we do?
Go into the pantry.
Yeah.
Big box of K-cups.
Towards the window. Walk towards the window to your left.
Keep on. You'll see it. Huge box.
What if we all walk around like Sky? It'll be fine. Have fun. Have fun and fun.
Drink all of their coffee. We have 30 people staying in the house. Honey, caramel.
That's what they called me in high school.
Oh, hello. All right. People are joining in. Do us a favor. Could you please go and share this around so we can hype everybody up? Tina in the corner waving a lot.
AJ, how was your cornbread toaster top?
It's in the toaster, retoasting.
Oh. Yours on the right or the left?
The left.
You just put one in there too. Didn't even realize the other side was on. What? They always are.
Well,
They're real fans.
Seth Cooksey wants to know, AJ, is that good?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. It is good. Good luck. Thanks, ZP. Thanks for the questions yesterday, bud.
Oh, is he on the social medias?
Yeah, Zach P is Z Train 999. Speaking of the Z Train, what's up? What's up?
Is that what you call your butt?
AJ flexing on the rest of you with his coffee.
Morning.
That is good.
Sorry, I look like I just woke up. I've been up for a long time to look this bad.
Hey, wait a minute.
So are you running this thing today?
Well, I'm letting people kind of filter in. I shared it around, and we're kind of letting things happen.
Did you guys grab your birdie fuel? Do you have birdie fuel? Happy Thursday. Today's a tournament day.
Be honest, who has the best Tour Series disc this year?
Zach Melton 2020 Lucid X Maverick. Still the best.
2020.
Still the best. Like the V1, it's like 18 months later, still the best.
Still.
Sorry.
I have gotten
These are really good, by the way.
more birdies with my Lucid X Felon this past weekend. But I will say the disc that surprised me the most is the 2021 Glimmers.
That's this year.
From this year for Zach Melton. They fly good. Sac Mountain. Hey, Ryan Newton, let's go, Fig.
Someday I'll throw those. I don't think I've even thrown mine.
Dude, they're stable. They're more stable than that blue one you're throwing,
I believe.
Yeah. You saw me rip
Thanks,
on it,
Ryan.
right? A couple times?
Yeah.
Time to kick
just
things
a
off
flashing.
right.
Oh, mine just took a couple throws and it was gone. That kind of thing.
So, can I interrupt this?
There's Gabe.
Beep, 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 boop, 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 touching your butt.
That's
Oh yeah, let
actually-
me get that little disc. Oh, that'd be so cool if I was just
that
like,
actually worked.
Yep, here it is.
Put a cookie
What
in
were
your
you gonna
hand.
say? Were you gonna say something like real?
I was going to interrupt this broadcast to congratulate the winner of the Foxwood Open in Canada, now in America,
Hi.
Eric Oakley.
You did it. I played good.
He did really good. Can we get some fish in the chat for Eric winning an 8th year this year?
Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much. Make it worth it.
Very cool.
I haven't even made a post yet.
Every 8 year you win in Canada makes you a Canadian citizen. Fun fact.
Oh, shit. Dual citizenship?
Let's go.
I'm married, so by association, me too.
I wonder if someone in the chat's like, is this real?
What? You can? So what that also means, other than just winning a cool tournament, is Eric also got into USDGC, which is the reason he went up there in the first place, just to get his spot, and instead he did both. So
I did both.
very proud.
It was a very good time. Big thanks to Daryl, the guy who runs the tournament, for kind of helping get me in, because whenever I did sign up, it was full, but they kept some spots for touring players in case some of them decided to cross the border, which was really, really cool to kind of help make that happen. And, I would have stayed on the wait list and prayed that I got in either way. So it was amazing. The whole crew up there is doing a great job. I definitely, in future years, am going to try and get more pros up there as the border becomes easier to cross, because the town is sweet, the club is awesome, the property where the courses are on is absolutely beautiful. So it definitely can host a fantastic venue. It just is going to take more time and more support from touring pros.
Fair enough.
I have a really small arm.
Was that your
Do that again, Gabe.
A-tier victory?
Mm-hmm. I got my ABCs in the first 3 wins, and I have 5 wins technically, but 4 PDGA wins, 1 in sanction.
I have BC and I have no A.
Same.
But I've only played pro, so you're gonna have less wins, and especially when I've spent. I think I did the math, and it was only 20 total tournaments, and then I was on the road touring.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to have that many wins.
Special case.
Yeah, win.
Special case.
That's the kind of
You're
stuff.
that kid. You can do anything.
You can be special too.
Yeah, don't
You
listen.
can lose a lot.
Don't listen to me.
You can lose as much as Eric Oakley.
Quit your job right now.
But okay, so Anthony Van Heuvel. Oh my God, Tony's
good.
Dude, Tony's text message after round 1 about broke me, dude.
What did he say? He's
Hey.
like, oh my God, I'm done with the slide in. That's it. That's all you got.
That's all I got.
What's Tony chirping
Did
about?
they answer you?
No, oh wait, inject.
Are you gonna share with them?
We just received.
I need Anthony's approval that I can share this text, the inject part.
Jeez, Louise. Anthony, I didn't know you swore.
Holy moly!
That's a little,
Anthony, if I have your approval, I will share that.
Gee golly whiz, Tony.
You forget what I said? You delete our conversations?
You come check your text messages.
He doesn't want it to have any proof on his end, so he
You
believes.
can delete everything.
Yep, I have it.
What would his mom and dad say if they
I bet they were.
It was just Marine's birthday.
Oh, Maureen.
I did see that.
Oh, Missy Cannon's here.
Missy?
Hope we didn't miss Missy. Miss Missy.
Did she leave? Hey. Hi, Missy.
Basically, Anthony, after my first round, sent a screenshot of my round and said, "Inject that straight into my veins. Let's go, dude." And I about pooped myself.
Plus a little bit of.
There's extra bit of flair in there too.
Some zest, if you will.
Add a little spice to it.
Little sentence enhancers.
So I'm usually in charge of keeping this train on the tracks.
We are in Nashville,
Yes.
and we are here for the Music City Open.
The last NT, or it's the NT finale or whatever.
Yeah, and then we play Cedar Hill twice, and then we play a new course called Mill Ridge twice.
Hill and Mill.
They're more like Mill Creek, you know what I mean?
It was
There's like a creek running through every hole.
Oh.
yeah, it was a lot of rain, and so it was very sloppy yesterday.
Yeah, well,
Courses-
get on that rain. Like, why'd you order so much rain?
Yeah, dude, a little less rain, but altogether, this is going to be a solid event that we're going to play, and hopefully we have some guys qualifying for USCGC, getting in those last spots before the end of the year. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I am fortunately on Jonas, so this is going to be a fun day. Get to hang out with a good crew. Get to play with Vaino Makela, which I'm super excited about. I haven't played with him in a long time. Vaino Makela, as he was once
Vaino
called
Makela.
on Delaware.
Yeah, that was nice.
So that'll be fun. I think I get to play with Pablito Macbeth. Pobby. Poppy. That's what I call him.
Poppy? Call him Poppy.
I don't call him Poppy. It's Poppy. It's Pablo. Poppy. Papby.
Right.
And someone else.
Justin Bonnell. Actually, feel like I know who that is, but I can't put a name to the face at the moment.
He's an old. I mean,
He's old.
old school player. Yeah,
Yes.
he was kind of old.
He's old.
Probably older than you. Yeah. He
Um,
was like a big name
Yeah, I know his name.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
also, stay tuned because this household ate, pretty much everyone here ate some 2-day-old pizza that was not refrigerated. So we'll see if anyone gets food poisoning.
I did that.
That'll be exciting.
Oh, I just got a text message. You're dead. Yep, food poisoning.
I do have it.
Oh,
Do you
man.
want to recap Foxwood at all?
Sure. So,
I ate some old pizza.
I ate some old pizza. It's quite great.
Foxwood was, I think the most stressful part was traveling across the border, which I was, I think it was after round 3. Yeah, it was after round 3. I drove down into Burlington when I was at the Green Mountain Championships from Smugs and got a COVID test because you have to have a negative test within 72 hours of crossing the border. You also have to fill out a bunch of form, upload your vaccine card, and have the negative test. You'd have all of those things when you cross the border, and then they would accept you to go in. I was, got that on Saturday, was able to get my test results on Monday, had a backup plan to do rapid testing in Buffalo if things didn't work out. So then I didn't have to. I was able to leave straight from Burlington to go straight up. I got to hang out with Tina, Erica, and Ian for some friendship in Burlington, which was super, super nice. Traveled over 2 rounds the first day of practice since I got in at the evening and didn't necessarily need to do any practice. Thomas and I played both courses, and then the next day my arm was very sore because it was a lot of sidearms, and decided to just walk both courses because they were painting some OB lines on a course that we played in the morning that I did not see. So it was good to go walk those and see it. So I just took my putters, threw my putters off the tee a couple times, putted on basically every basket, and then called it a day. Found out my hotel had a really good restaurant, and I got butter chicken, not peanut butter chicken, butter chicken. This is I think it's an Indian dish where jasmine rice, some naan, butter chicken's basically a curry. I got down on that every day. And I already told Tina we're going to learn how to make it this off season. First round, things kind of went my way. That was probably the round that I felt the best on the green. I only missed one putt that round that was inside the circle, and missed one circle 2 putt, but ended up shooting 15. I was quote unquote perfect with a par and an eagle. And that hole that I eagled is probably more of a par 4 at the Pro Tour level, but it was sweet. I played it really well. I ripped the evader super far, Lucid X Felon sidearm to about 2 feet. I put myself in 2 really good positions to just be aggressive and to not worry too much about it. And yeah, my only bogey it ended up being my only bogey of the tournament was sidearm, barely skips about 20 feet, and it's only 20 feet from the basket out of bounds, take my lie, and then I just caged the putt. It was just a brain fart moment, but then got the last 2 birdies to give myself a 2-stroke lead going into the next round. Next day, start off decently. I just kept I missed hole 1, but decided to kind of get in a rhythm. And then I missed a couple putts and got a little shaky at that point, but then was able to kind of turn it on the back. There's a lot of holes that, again, play to my strengths because it's I could throw a Lucid X Felon sidearm or a Raider sidearm and kind of give myself a birdie look always. Are we you go. But with that being said, played well. I think my highlight was throwing a good enough drive to get the birdie on 18, which was probably one of the harder holes on the course. It played to a really tiny island, par 4, that you had to throw this flexing sidearm that peeled right, and then big hyzer to a small island where you couldn't really see the landing zone. That was cool. That gave me a handful of strokes going into the final day. And
this many?
Yes, I had 5, I think. And then final day, I started off really slow. Thomas was chasing hard. He played really good, and he was making everything. And it had me shaking a little bit, but I gave up 2 strokes early, so I was only up 3, and then kind of just started playing, just went stroke for stroke with him. Wasn't trying to beat him on any holes, was just saying, just match it. Nobody else is going to catch us if we just match and we keep getting birdies. So then we kind of did, and then he ended up on a big par 5. He went for the eagle, ended up going OB off the tee. Oh my God.
Whoa.
Hirsch! Get your nails did, baby.
Hershey!
You're the man, Hirsch. So keep slinging that tasty golden biscuits. You guys are killing it.
They are tasty.
Can't wait to see y'all yamming into people's heads at the next one. Good luck, pizza-induced butt pee, everyone.
Oh, I could have not.
Oh, Hirsch, you're the best. I love it. Butt pee, so good. Okay, Thomas on this par 5. He's probably the only person in the field who could really get the eagle. So he goes really aggressive, finds the one little bit of OB, takes his par, end up getting a birdie there, and that kind of was what sealed the deal. We were running down the holes, and there was one more hole that really could have shaken things up, which was a double Mando, a little shorty. And I actually was up first, and I parked it, and that's kind of when I knew. And got him on 17, but again, at that point, Thomas had second place locked down, so he wasn't really focused. And I got the birdie on 18 because Thomas told me, I went over to Marty, I landed in a good spot again on 18, and I said, should I go? I lay up, right? And he's like, of course you lay up, is what Marty said. And I walk over, and I look at my lie, and I say to Thomas, and he's like, I lay up, right? And he goes, dude, go for it. It's more ratings points. If you go for it and you make it, it's like if you get it, it's more ratings. I was like, it's a good point. And I just threw it in, crashed some branches, put it about 20 feet away, and made the putt. So the cooler part was on the last 10 holes.
How did Martin feel about that?
Martin came up to me. He's like, dude, I'm so happy you went for it. He was hyped because it made for a cooler story.
Yeah, of course.
I love Marty and Sandy. They're so cool. Yeah. In the last 10 holes, I only had 2 putts that were outside of 20 feet. And I had 10 birds in a row. You can't avoid it, Gabe. I know. Just made it
weirder.
Be a part of it. So it was a very good weekend. I felt so much support. It's when you play on tour constantly, you forget this feeling a little bit because we're chasing after it and we're trying to grind it out. But I feel amazing to have the amazing support, and it feels good to play good golf. And yeah, things are good, and I can't appreciate you all in the chat and everything that you guys do. If you're a part of the Discord, if you're not a part of the Discord, make sure you join it. But keep supporting the things that we're doing and supporting disc golf. You're awesome. We should transition. That was a lot of Foxwood talk. I'm going to get you guys the Discord invite. If you guys aren't already a part of it, I hope you are. There it is.
Should I share this?
Yes. We only have 25 people watching, so it's all good. AJ, what did you do last week? How you doing? Let's get a little check-in with AJ. And then we'll check in with Tina, who had probably one of the cooler weeks.
Yeah, I had a better week than all y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I'll recap my last month real quick. I hit it
Real quick.
I'll down
Time.
I still want to be able to talk.
This is at 20:05. I'll try to be done by 22. Yeah, so I came from Pensacola and was there for 5 weeks training with Dr. Dan Jarbo, who helped out this guy last year.
Dr. Dan, the torture man.
Yeah, he got in there almost every night. That sounds great.
Okay.
Into my like forearm muscles, okay? Like massage and shoulder and pec stuff. Lots of massage and whatnot. And gave me like wrist training program to work on. And like wall exercises to help with my posture and shoulders. And during that time, I was watching a lot of coverage and focusing on like little form changes that I can make. And so all with the goal to play Delaware Disc Golf Challenge, MVP Open, and Green Mountain Championship. And boom, did that. Played those 3 tournaments, finished those 3 tournaments, felt pretty good about my wrist and my forearm after each round. And gave myself like plenty of time to practice and warm up and cool down, and things felt good. And really the biggest like hurdle, oh, he looks real nice
That's
now.
nice now.
Like the biggest hurdle, like I jumped over the physical hurdle, but the biggest hurdle was that I was jumping over in that process in those 3 weeks was like the mental and emotional side of elite level disc golf. There's a lot that goes on in order to compete and play well. It's just I don't know. It's kind of like a NASCAR race, but instead of just sitting and driving and holding on to this crazy steering wheel, I'm over time, but we're throwing and walking and putting, and we've got 3 other people that we're
Flying by you or doing everything because
Yeah.
it's the pace of and the level of play, I think, has in the past 3 years has skyrocketed
for sure. Yeah.
It's,
So it's a lot. I mean, so and I took a year off from tournaments because of my wrist injury. So yeah, I just dove right back into the deep end right away, and I felt like I swam my way back into the shallow end, and by that I mean I took a week off last week and gave Chris Clemens a ride out to Pennsylvania for the match play championship.
that was super nice of you, dude.
Hey, what are friends for? And then yeah, I went down to
Travis,
down
thank
here to
you.
Tennessee. Trav, I got water.
It's fine. Water's good.
Water's good. Hydration.
But yeah, took a few days off. Hydration.
Stay away from the voodoo. That's what my character sounds like in WoW.
Took some
All the
days
trolls
off
in
in the
Jamaican
out near the
Caribbean
Great
accent.
Smokies. It was a nice little reset,
Yeah.
and so now we're out here for Music City Open, and I'm excited to get back out and play another tournament. I feel like every week we learn more and more, and I think that's one of like the bigger challenges too, that I think maybe we can make people more aware of moving forward, is like every week you learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do with it? Do we forget something that we've already learned, or do we try to add on to what we've learned? Are we like so in the zone that we are not trying to learn things? Or that's really what my eyes have been open to the past like month, is just what else is out there. Cause I was on tour for a bit, and I was just completely locked in, and I was a bit younger, and so I was a little less aware of everything. And so now I'm here, and there's a lot going on,
Build on it, man.
but I feel good.
Hell yeah, you do. Jason Brown, I do not know if Fusion X Felons are the answer because I have not felt them yet, but they are, from what I understand, they are en route and they will be here soonish. So I hope they are. I hope they're going to be really, really good. The stamp is awesome. So excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I was an 8-hole
Bye,
for
Michael.
a day.
Dude, I was an 8-hole for the final day. It was
Yeah.
fun, dude.
Oh, last thing. So I was an 8-hole for the second day of the tournament, pretty much most of the
That's the one day I didn't
most
go.
of the day. And then the final day of the tournament, I get to hole 8 and they're going crazy. They're like, announcing us as we're walking up. And I'm first on the tee and I'm just like lining it up like, all right, buckets for the gang. Just looking at all the homies back there and I let go and it's like, yes, I did it. It's just gliding and right in front of the basket, 5 feet apart.
Damn.
Dude,
So
That's
that felt good.
Erica Stinchcomb almost rang it up
She
too.
almost aced
She hit
it.
basket.
She hit the
Oh,
basket.
yeah.
It was incredible.
We were going nuts. It
Yeah.
was so cool.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Heck yeah, it was.
Benson, shout out to the original 8-hole.
I gotta go warm up.
Go do your thing, man. Tina,
Hi.
you want to tell us about your week?
First of all, I want all of you to go to Instagram, TK Oakley 7, because if you want to see photos of what I did last week, that's where they are located. Also, follow me if you don't, because that'd be crazy if you didn't. Wow. I don't have a lot of disc golf for you. I haven't
Adventure.
played disc golf
When was the last time you played?
with
Good night.
Abby at with Erica. We did a video for Terry Miller's channel.
Hooray.
We played Brewster, so that's the last time I played disc golf, but it was really fun. I always have a good time with Erica.
Mike
Michael
Warner! Thank you so much.
You're awesome.
I got water. Hold on.
You're the imposter.
And
Thank you so much. Oh, always with the slide in. Okay. So, as Eric
whoa,
mentioned,
acid burn. Let's go.
Dang, y'all.
What a game.
Look
What
at
a
you
game.
guys
Thank you so
go.
much, bud.
Thank you. I'm gonna get so caffeinated. So Eric mentioned after GMC we went down to Burlington. So we had a day in Burlington, and then Eric left for Canada, and
Canada.
Erica and Ian and myself in the RV and the cats and their van all went to right around Lake Placid. So we actually got to take a ferry, and yes, the RV can go on a ferry, and that was awesome. Then we went to this campground, just 20 minutes maybe from Lake Placid. It's in the Adirondacks, if you guys haven't. It's in northern New York, which I have not spent any time. The only thing we've done in New York was we did a clinic in Buffalo 3 years ago, which was awesome.
Amazing.
That was a really fun, huge, super fun experience. We
Great
did Niagara
crew.
Falls. But other than that, I've never been to downtown New York. I've never been to, upstate New York. We just never done any of that. So that was really cool to be able to kind of relax and make meals together. And I don't know, we just had a great time. We went hiking. We went to downtown Lake Placid. Unfortunately, the skating rink was closed because they're remodeling it. I think they're doing. So Lake Placid, if you don't know, was the home of the 1980 Olympics, and so it's cool. If you are just driving on the way to where we stayed for our campsite, you can see these two massive ski jumps that are hundreds of feet above the trees. I'm not exaggerating. They stand out like a skyscraper in the middle of a forest. It's crazy. And the week we went was just starting to change leaf colors, so reds, yellows. It wasn't super fall, but it was just in the beginning, and as the week went on, we saw more and more fall colors. So it was just about as perfect as it could be. The temps dropped, but perfectly. It did rain one of the days, but it made all of the mountains look really pretty with all like the, the fog and the clouds like coming out of the mountains. So then we had a Lake Placid day, we had a hike day, and then we had 3 days. Now I'm trying to remember what the heck we did.
Boating?
Oh, the last day was boat day. Boat day. So they had a campsite you have to boat there to get there. You can't just park and then unload. You literally have to boat to get to these campsites. And I used to do that kind of stuff when I was younger in the Boundary Waters in Minnesota. So I just went with them for the afternoon. We boated out to their campsite. That took like an hour. Hung out, gathered firewood. They set up camp so that it'd be set up, and then we went back, stopped at a couple islands on the way back, and then they dropped me off at the RV. And then I headed south-ish and did this.
Andrew Paul, she is
I'm from Wisconsin, but
River
that's
Falls.
next door to Minneapolis. I grew up an hour from Minneapolis. So if you guys haven't heard of harvest hosts, I mean, if you don't have an RV, it doesn't make sense. You have to have like a self-contained RV to do it. But essentially, it's this company that works with wineries, vineyards, breweries, small businesses, farms, like alpaca farms, orchards, stuff like that, all around the country. There's like thousands of places you can stay. And essentially, you just kind of like pull up a map and say, like, that's on my way, request a stay. And you can just stay at their place for free and just like buy some of their stuff or grab a beer or, no, you're fine.
You're fine.
You're fine. So I did that for the first time. I stayed at this farm, and in the morning, I got to meet 2 baby cows that had just been born an hour earlier. So they were like still wet and tiny and couldn't walk. That was crazy. And they had a bunch of little baby cows I got to pet and play with, and it was just like random but really cool.
What's up, James?
And then Gettysburg. The next day I went to Gettysburg.
Seth, go to Vermont in the fall.
Oh, I stayed at that campsite
Vermont's
in Pennsylvania.
amazing. Yep.
I stayed at a cool little campsite in Pennsylvania.
That you got the last
Big lake.
electric spot.
I did. I somehow got the last spot for RVs.
Doing like a walk
Yeah, I
in.
just walked in. I was like, do you have any spots for tonight? Like maybe. And they did. So I stayed there. It was beautiful. Again, if you check my Instagram, there's this like really cool sunset photo with the clouds. And that was at that campground. I did like a little hike there. Nothing too crazy. And then Gettysburg. So I did like the tour and like, kind of like the typical, so at least I could get some information.
Tina's a history nerd.
I've always been a history nerd.
It's something that I've always really liked about Tina is how she loves information. The amount of we did if I had $1 every time Tina said I was listening to this podcast. I was listening to this podcast and tells me some interesting
or
facts.
In this book I read,
yeah, I'd have hundreds upon
fun
hundreds
facts
of
from
dollars.
Tina Oakley.
It's really fun because I don't know. I see the excitement and you can hear it. Like most of the time we're talking about it on the phone, and I think it's very cool to hear all the cool things. But continue about Gettysburg. I just had to talk about you being a history.
Thanks. Yeah, I love information, and like history specifically is super interesting to me. So if you didn't know, Gettysburg is one of the main battles during the Civil War. It is in the southern part of Pennsylvania, middle southern, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like where the Confederates in the North like met up and had this big battle. And the war still went on for 2 years after that, but it was one that the North won, and it was like a big factor to really the United States being like still the way it is. So essentially, if that battle and the ones after it went differently, there's a good chance that where we live in Florida now would literally be a different country called the Confederate States of America. That's bonkers. And obviously, like the entire war was based on that fact, but Gettysburg specifically was just one of the bigger battles. So if you don't know anything about it, there is a YouTube channel called Oversimplified. They do a 2-part series on the Civil War. It's super interesting. You get kind of like Lincoln's play into it and just kind of what happened and why, and it's really funny and entertaining. So that is that's what I did for a day, and then my preceding drives, I've been listening to a book on Audible on Gettysburg just to get kind of all the information. And now that I've been there and I know all the locations, and like there's a spot called Cemetery Hill, and there's Seminary Hill, and then there's Little Round Top, and like all these little spots. And since I've been there, when actually like understanding how the battle went down, I can actually like picture the spots in town that was in. So the cooler part is that it is a national park. The whole city is basically a national park. There were a bunch of buildings that were there during the Civil War, and they all have these little plaques that say Civil War Building 1883, which is the year that Gettysburg happened. And there's literally like bullet holes in some of the buildings because at one point the battle went into like the town of Gettysburg. But the national park, like it's a protected battlefield. They started protecting it right after the battle happened. Like they knew it was a big deal. And so everything's super preserved, and it's the entire town of Gettysburg is like protected. So super cool.
Thanks, Matt Strathman. Appreciate you, man.
If you ever get a chance to go, I would recommend it. That whole area has a bunch of wars or battles from the Civil War. So super interesting. What?
Anthony said there's a lot of bullet holes in buildings in Chicago too.
Good point. But are they from 1883?
Oh man.
63?
63.
63. Anyways, the day after that, because Gabe told me to, again, go check my Instagram. My most recent post is what I'm talking about. It's called Luray Caverns.
Super cool.
This dope spot. Well, those of you that know that I'm a Mr. Beast fan, I didn't even know what I was getting myself into, but Gabe told me to go.
I know exactly what you're getting yourself into, a cave.
Well, yeah, but there's more to it than that.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, Gabe told me to go. It's right on the edge of Shenandoah National Forest, and I was gonna go do Skyline Drive, but I just didn't end up having time to do it, and it was super overcast that day anyways. But Luray Caverns is this massive underground system that was discovered in the 1800s. One of the sections of it is like this huge open room with like a big base that's open as well. They used to have like ballroom dances and parties and stuff in there, which I think is really cool. I do think they have weddings down there. I saw some little like wedding chairs. I was like, okay, that's cool. But essentially it's this massive hole underground with stalactites. It's stalactites, stalagmites, stalactites, flowstone, all these other formations. And it's just
nuts.
Incredible. So go look at the photos. They don't quite do it justice, but
it's still sick
it's
to
still
see.
crazy.
It's like I can only imagine that it's 1,000 times better in person, but the pictures are still also amazing.
And from the research that I did, essentially it started to form 400 million years ago, but it used to have limestone and all of these like softer minerals inside of it, and it was full of water and carbonic acid. And then as the water and acid drained out, it took the softer minerals that it eroded away with it and left this big empty space with only harder minerals. And so those are still in place, and then all of the stalactites and stalagmites are there from dripping water, which hopefully y'all already know about. Anyway, so go look at the photos, because if I'm explaining it to you, it doesn't really matter. You have to see what it looks like. It's incredible. So I did that. They also have a couple museums there from that area, the Shenandoah Valley, which also is that's like where the Confederates traveled to get up to Gettysburg. So that whole area is full of history. Lots of preserved old stuff, which is just what I'm all about. And then I had a terrible night in a parking lot. That sucked. And then I came down here. That was basically my adventure from the last week and a half.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. And we're going to find something cool to do next week.
Yeah, we have, since we're going to be heading out towards Charlotte, we talked about a cave that we tried to go to a while back up in Bowling Green, Kentucky, just about an hour north of here. Considering that,
Mammoth Caves.
Yeah, and then we also
Man caves.
We also have spent a little bit of time in Asheville and have enjoyed our time there. So that was something we talked about, but we also wanted to do something that we haven't done yet, kind of thing. So we are going to figure it out as we go.
Cool.
It's going to be nice, and then we'll get to Charlotte by the end of next week and kind of go play. Yes, did you see?
So essentially, if y'all did know before, I was planning on going home after Music City, but I am going to stay out until after USDGC and then go home.
Mm-hmm.
It's a probably 12-hour drive or 16 or something.
From Charlotte?
From Charlotte?
No, it's
Is it less?
like 8 or 9.
Oh, hell yeah.
I remember.
I'm really sick of long drives. They wear me out in the
Yeah.
RV for sure.
Charlotte.
But yeah, so I'm gonna stay out for a little while longer. My girl Steph is taking care of the house and the garden, and she's just killing it, and said it would be okay if I stayed out a little longer so she can watch the house. So, it's still 9. That's not 6.
I didn't say 6. Those aren't the words I said.
That's what I heard. Not the same. Anyways, so yeah, we have a lot going on right now. But
Yeah.
mostly fun, good, awesome stuff.
Yeah. So we have just a little bit of adventuring, playing disc golf, and then unfortunately, my season will be ending early. I did not play well down the stretch of the Pro Tours to qualify for the Pro Tour Finals, which is a bummer. I've always enjoyed playing that event, but still coming in the top 40 or so is not something to laugh at, especially when we had an off year. So that's something to consider. That even when we're not playing our best, we're still giving ourselves opportunities to qualify. We're still giving ourselves opportunities to be a part of these amazing things. And
the talent has risen
mm-hmm.
dramatically in the last couple of years. So it's just going to be harder.
Yeah.
You know?
But again, I know I didn't play to my standard. I know I didn't play as quality as I needed to in certain moments. So that's, it's a learning point. It's, if at these points it doesn't make you hungrier to play, then I should find something else to do. But I'm very hungry. I'm going to keep running. I'm going to keep working out. I'm going to be working with Seth Muncie at Disc Golf Strong a bunch this off season, and going to really kind of make a real positive change and positive move going forward. So things are good. Things are awesome. So I'm ready for it. And I think being home will be really nice. I have signed up for the Tallahassee Open. Let's see how I feel about that one. I will likely play it. I've wanted to play Tom Brown for a while and get out there, and I think that's my best opportunity to get myself all the way out to Tallahassee. It's not the easiest to get to from where we are. It's just long enough to where it's not a day trip, but it can be. It's just a really long day trip. So things are good. I'm excited for what the rest of the season will hold and what the off season will hold, because Tina and I are going to be home doing gardening stuff, doing really good stuff. And we're going to be back. We're going to be streaming. We got a 24-hour stream coming up. Thank you so much, Fig, again.
Oakley.
So we're going to be doing a lot more social media stuff. Yes, go ahead.
Go to my Facebook and look for the Beach Bash, because we are doing that after the Pro Tour Finals.
Yes.
It's about a month away. Actually, it's almost exactly a month away, October 22nd. So if you have some money and a little bit of time off, come down and hang out with us.
Please.
Jerem's going to be there. Paige's going to be there. And we're trying to get one other on the docket. So we are gonna have a really good time at this resort. And I think double occupancy is like $600 some bucks for the weekend.
Not bad.
And
we're gonna do a lot.
like includes everything, 3 meals, I believe, and then a bunch of these activities. We're gonna rent some pontoon boats. We're gonna do a bunch of really fun stuff, disc golf related, play some disc golf, have a fly mark, do stuff like that. So, yeah, if you have time off, that is, come on down. It's going to be really fun. It's about an hour from where we live, so it'll be easy to get over there.
We got Music City starting today. I tee off at 12:34 Central Standard Time on Jonas. So follow along on UDisc, and yeah, just play well. So yeah, if there's anything you guys want to see, like I said, I'll probably end up looking to stream a couple nights a week of WoW. So back to ignoring the chat, you know the drill. But I might actually do some farm streams, some Rocket League, maybe go back to being the Kelp King at some points, and we'll get some Minecraft going. But we will do a lot of fun stuff, and we'll look to do some spontaneous streams and then some structured weekly streams.
And keep your eyes open. We are absolutely, again, going to do a 24-hour stream for charity. That was just so much fun last year. We're going to try to plan it a little further ahead of time. And we got our boy Zach in the area, so he can hopefully help us run it a little more smoothly than last year. But yeah, I'm hoping year 2 will be even better than the first.
Anthony, I believe I will probably at some point fly out to Emporia at some point to talk and discuss.
Talk to Anthony?
To do some future things, do a couple videos. So that'll probably happen. I think I'm underestimating the amount of travel I actually will be doing this off season, because we're going to the DR. Seth mentioned going out to Vegas for a Disc Golf Strong Summit thing to train and do a week to kind of kickstart what that looks like. Going to Tallahassee. I want to go to Kansas. A lot. There's going to be a lot more than I thought, and I mean, our friends are coming in for Thanksgiving.
Erica and Ian coming to town. We have Paige and Alyssa coming to town.
I think it's going to be.
I think that's it, though.
I think it's yeah. I might be like, I think it's all in the front end, so it feels like a lot, and then I feel like towards
after
December,
December, January, February, there's not going to be
too much, which will be nice.
Maybe we'll go to Europe if we can, but
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, so we're gonna keep enjoying it. Yeah, this has been a fun one. We haven't had as many people, but this has been
Thursday, so it's kind of a weird one. But
it was fun.
Thanks for showing up anyway.
We jumped in on this.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so we will definitely be doing one next week. Try and plan for Tuesday.
We will do our best.
We will try and do one on Tuesday for our normal days.
It's been a little nuts, and I haven't had internet for a week and a half, so that hasn't helped.
But we appreciate all of you for being here and helping us out. And yeah, do me a favor, go support a local disc golf shop or community or person or somebody who's doing it. Do something good for disc golf today, and follow along and be awesome. We appreciate every single one of you.
All right, should we go get ready?
I mean, I still got a little bit of time, but we can just keep. We're gonna keep chilling. We're gonna enjoy our morning. We love you all. Thank you.
Have a fantastic Thursday.
Be dynamic. Bye.
Bye.